Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to Higurashi no Nakokoro ni. I still have my little bit of Rika voice going on here. Um, so we just finished chapter 3, and we're going to continue to chapter 4. So just a quick recap. Everybody seems to be having dreams, and in this life, everybody seems to be fixing their mistakes so far. Reina talked to me, Jan, and then talked to her father, so she didn't kill the people. Shion remembered her promise to Satoshi and is taking care of Satoko better. And Keiichi had another moment where he remembered something, and he also had another moment where he almost remembered something from another timeline. The timeline with Shion. So I really, really, really hope that he can get there. And Rika gave us a bunch of information that pretty much solidified my suspicions about Takano. Apparently Tomatake and Takano are part of some sort of like protection, safety for Rika, and if they're not there, then she's vulnerable. Unless she means that more like because they die, it leads to B, A, B, and C. But I think it actually seemed like they kind of like knew about her. And then she even mentioned if she died, it would be like setting off a bomb. Which she has said this before, that she doesn't know what happens after she dies, but it is. And that makes a lot of sense. So I think maybe Takano has some sort of revenge against the village, and she wants to like blow up the whole village, and also because she's like very much into the occult, like doing it ritualistically seems very, very much like her. And even when Rika was talking to Hanyu, she even mentioned Takano. So I think that's what's going on. So unfortunately, even if her friends are in good places, that's still not gonna stop Takano. So she has to figure out that that's the culprit. And so she said she was gonna go talk to Irie and then maybe talk to Keiichi. And we did get a little bit of Keiichi's perspective last time, so I'm hoping we can get a little bit more of Keiichi's perspective so that we can see like him remembering more things, because that got me super excited. I really, really hope he does, and I hope Rika talks to him. So let's continue. This will. This light on. There you go. Gotta get my mood lighting. Oh, looks like she's here. Hello. I'm surprised to see you here. Not another other day than Sunday. I have something I want to ask Takano. Is she here today? No, she must be on a date with Risa. Oh, I wish I had a date too. Risa? Who the fuck is Risa? Why do you call him Risa? I don't understand. You should ask him yourself. Oh, wait. Sorry, British, sorry. You should ask him yourself. It was a small mistake I made when we first met. It was funny how he reacted. I don't get it. That's what nicknames are all about, though. What did you want to talk to her about? I'll see her at the meeting tonight, so I'll take a message if you want. Thank you very much, but I'd rather talk to her directly. I see. All right. I should get back to work then. Are you not seeing any patients today? I've been busy with paperwork for the meeting tonight. I've been preparing for it for a while, but I didn't have enough time. I'll get in trouble if it's not finished in time. Aren't you busy coaching the baseball team too? You have so much energy. Ha! I am a busy guy. I've been looking for a cute maid who'd take care of the chores and help me with other work, but I've had no such luck. He laughed and looked at his watch. He seemed to be in a hurry. Do you have any idea where Takano is right now? They're probably going around to different places in the village. I know that they always meet at the shrine. She left not too long ago, so she might still be somewhere near there. I looked at the clock on the wall. I must have just missed her. There was no time to be chatting with Irie. Thank you very much. I'll try the shrine. You shouldn't bother those lovers, since they only see each other 4 times a year. He smiled mischievously and waved his hand in goodbye. Yeah, whatever. I headed back to the shrine. I was going to park my bike by the stairs that led to the shrine grounds. Satoko and I were the only people who parked our bikes there normally, but I saw more than 10 bikes there today. People must be gathering at the convention room. There are more and more meetings when the Minagoroshi festival draws closer. Seeing all these bikes reminded me that summer is nearly here. Most of the bikes were old and beat up. However, I saw 2 unfamiliar ones parked there. They were sporty mountain bikes with the same design but different colors. They must belong to Takano and Tomitake. I went up the stairs to look for the 2 of them, but couldn't find either. Was there any place with a great view for taking pictures? I tried looking at places like that, but I still couldn't find them. So I started looking based on what Takano might be interested in. I could only think of one place. How is it, Jiro? Well, it's a pretty simple lock. All I need is the right tool. I should be able to open it in a minute. You can do that? You opened the lock to my heart, but there's not the only thing you're good at, huh? I'm going to curse you. The 2 of them jumped into surprise, and I suddenly appeared before them. Hello, Rika. It wasn't nice to you to scare us like that. It's not nice to try and open the ritual storehouse lock either. She's right, Takano. We can't do something like that. Tomitake conceded right away, but Takano was stubborn. She made up excuses to try and fool me. Based on my previous lives, I know how much interest she had in this storehouse. I was actually rather impressed how hard she tried to cover it up. The ritual storehouse is full of the remainder of the dark history of Onigashima. It contains bloody and vicious tools that Takano was fascinated with. She should have a good idea of what those things are inside of this storehouse based on what she's been researching. She was making up some story about cultural treasures and stuff, but it was obvious she was just making excuses. Tomitake also seemed impressed, listening to Takano's phony justifications. In the past, I've tried to conceal what was inside the storehouse from Takano because I didn't want her spreading information about the holy and beautiful traditions they used to have here. It would be a disgrace. As a member of the Furude family, I can't let that happen. Looking at the history of Onigashima in the way Takano does is a painful thing for Hanyu as well. For Hanyu, the ritual storehouse is a special place. I don't know what's so nice about being surrounded by those scary ritual tools, but she feels cozy when she's surrounded by the smell of old times. This storage is like Hanyu's hideout. When I can't see her, she's usually relaxing in here. Don't want Hanyu's happy place to be turned into a bloody, horrifying den of evil Takano believes it to be. What if the footsteps and stuff everybody's hearing is Hanyu? What if? There's a spider. Jack! Come on, korose! Koros. That's why I've been keeping Takano away from the ritual storehouse. Come to think of it, why am I so mean to her? Because she kills you? Is it because I hate her? I should stop feeling that way. I have to keep in close contact with the Takano and Tomitake. I won't give up just because it didn't work before. I'm going to try one more time. This world is different from the others. I might be able to change their fate, which in turn might change my own. Hanyu, I'm thinking about showing the ritual storehouse to Takano. Oh.
Hanyu made an irritated face. Takano will lose herself in ecstasy if she sees what's inside of there. She'll run all over spreading rumors about the bloody history of Onikafuchi. Hanyu wasn't too excited about that prospect. I'm not trying to curry favor with Takano, but I think it might give me a chance to talk to her. Takano holds on to grudges, so if I'm mean to her now, she might not listen to me later.
See, she holds on to grudges.
I understand Hanyu doesn't want her inside this holy place. But she can't do anything more than be irritated about it. I'm the only one who can make the ultimate decision. Besides, she'll forgive me if I promise to eat something sweet later. Takano, if you'll keep a secret, I'll let you in.
Really? Inside the ritual storehouse? You don't mean inside an emergency shelter, right?
I mean it. I'll let you into the ritual storehouse.
You mean this storehouse? Inside of this building?
I'm not trying to trick you or anything. I'll let you inside. Rika.
Nipa!
I had never seen such a big smile on her face before. Now this is a miracle. I'm seeing this face for the first time in 100 years. Tomatake must be feeling the same way. His image of Takano was falling apart as we spoke, I'm sure. No, maybe he just found a new side of her to love instead. I'm surprised that Takano is actually such a funny person. Communication is important. It's sometimes so hard to tell what people are all about. We remained there and watched Takano spinning in delight for a while. This is a secret, so no one can see us going inside.
You're right. I'll try and calm her down.
I'll go get the keys. By the time I came back with the key, Takano was totally calm again. She was obviously trying to hide how grateful she was, though. I thought she was a mature lady, but she still might be a kid at heart. I think they called that something like gap moe. I picked that term up at some point from Keiichi, but I'm still not sure how it's used. Well then, Takano, Tomatake, before we go inside, you have to promise me something. Otherwise, you can't go in.
Of course! You're willing to break the rules to open the free storehouse for us. We'll keep our promises. Takano, take this seriously.
I am taking it seriously. My image of Takano's falling to pieces right now. Same here. The market is crashing all over the world. Reina said it before. It's not a good idea to think about all your problems on your own. I always hated this crazy part of Takano, and I didn't want to be close to her. But I never thought she could act this way. She was acting like Reina does when she's in cute mode. Had I known she was such a fun person, I wouldn't have felt resentment towards her. I realize how important communicating can be. First of all, you have to promise that you won't tell anybody you went inside the storehouse. Do not tell anyone.
Of course I won't. I promise.
Takano put her hands to her chest. She also forced Tomatake to do the same. It was funny to watch Tomatake try to keep up with Takano. Also, you can't damage anything inside the storehouse.
Of course not! Is it okay if I take pictures?
You can, but I'll charge 100 yen per picture.
Not too bad. What? How much money do you have right now on your Jiro?
You pay me 10,000 yen. You can take all the photos you want.
That's a good deal. I'll take it. Wow. She just got $100. Jiro!
paid me the money for real. And you seem excited, knowing that the money could be used for buying desserts. Kano's such a nice person. You're so greedy. I finally got approved from Oyashiro-sama, the master of the storehouse. We'd have no more problems now. The ritual storehouse is behind the building with a convention room. Sometimes people come out for a cigarette break. I can't let anybody see us entering.
You're good. No one's around.
Tomatake checked out the scene and gave me the signal to go ahead. I nodded at him and unlocked the door. I pushed open the heavy door just far enough for us to sneak inside. It'll look suspicious if you wait outside like that.
What? I can come in too?
He seemed surprised I was asking him to come inside with us. Tomatake, of course, wasn't particularly interested in what was inside the storehouse. I expected his surprised reaction.
Jiro! Rika's telling you to come. Come on. All right.
Tomatake squeezed inside as Takano urged him. I turned the light on and closed the door. Then I put on the chain from the inside.
You're locking us in?
Just so that a bad kitty won't sneak inside, you know.
It's funny, I have a picture of Toga from Boku no Hero on my wall. It kind of looks similar. Are you talking about me?
Takano, a cat is supposed to go on meow, meow, meow.
What do you mean?
If you don't act like a cat, I'm not gonna let you see what's in here. I brought cat ears and a collar with a bell too. If you don't put them on, get on all fours and meow, then I won't open the next door. The shrine storehouse has 2 doors so that people can't see inside when the first door is opened. At the moment, we are inside the entry chamber. The real storehouse is in the room beyond.
What? That's a bad joke, Rika. You wouldn't really. Huh? What the hell? I'll do it if I have to. You're testing me to see how devoted I am to my research, aren't you, Rika? Fine. If that's what you want, I'll wear cat ears, bloomers, and a tail. Crawl on all fours before an empty mouth and beg, please let me drink your milk, master.
She definitely would have joined our club if she was around our age. I agree. Hey, remember how they said shredded stocks felt like snow on Wall Street during the Great Crash? Takano's Valley reminds me of that.
Bring it on, Rika. Are you sure I only have to wear the ears and the collar? Takano. This door isn't even locked. See, push and it opens. Really? Oh my god, my dear, how shameful of me.
Tomatake has no sense of humor. He just turned off a lot of viewers who are looking forward to seeing Takano in a cat outfit. Anyways, he's right, you just have to push it. Bah. Once we went through the door, we found ourselves inside the storage area. There were no windows in there, so it was completely dark, even during the day. There were several light bulbs hanging from the ceiling, but they were dim, and their light only exaggerated the darkness inside. Oyashiro-sama's statue and the altar dominated the center of the room. They were surrounded by tons of ancient torture implements. They were all over the floors, walls, ceiling. It looked like a torture room rather than storage for tools intended for one.
This is amazing.
Tomatake was rendered speechless. They were nothing like those fake torture implements that might have seen in a wax museum or something like that. The tools in this room are genuine articles. I never like to think about it, but I'm sure some of them really were used. These authentic tools have had a big impact on people who see them. But Tomatake was the only one shocked, since he was the only normal person in this room. Takano's eyes were sparkling. She was taking pictures while meowing like a cat. This place isn't special to me. Of course, I know I'm supposed to treat it as a holy place, but I'm so used to seeing all those things after coming here countless times since I was little. To me, it's nothing but a storehouse with a lot of old stuff inside. As for Hanyu, she says it's the only place the air from times past lingers in this present day, so she finds it comforting. I get in a good mood when I come here because Hanyu gets in a good mood. This is a relaxing place for her. As I watched Tomatake's reaction, I noticed how totally off my values are from normal people's. Takano's reaction seemed more natural to me in a sense. Hanyu seemed to be bothered by Tomatake's reaction too. Maybe it was a bad idea to let him come inside after all. Not like I could kick him out at this point.
Why?
Hanyu and I sat on a cushion in front of the altar and watched Takano dance with childish glee while Tomatake made touching efforts to keep up.
I wonder why they made so many torture implements. The whole purpose of torture is to make people confess something, right? Why was it necessary for them to have so many? Jiro, do you know that there are 2 ways to threaten people with torture implements? The first is to inflict pain on the victim. The other is to threaten the victim just by showing him the tools. In that sense, having countless number of them can give tremendous fear to the victim. I've heard that torture requires skill. I suppose it's hard to really hurt people without killing them.
Tomatake acted like he was having a conversation with Takano, but his voice was obviously unsteady.
Some Western torture implements were so vicious that if they really used it on the victim, they would kill them instantly. To be precise, there are 2 types of torture implements. First, there are simple tools that simply make the victim confess. The other type is for entertaining those who are watching the torture. Why does she know so much about torture? I'm frustrated some people can't tell the difference between the 2. Let me ask you, what were they trying to gain from the victims by using these tools?
Tomatake asked me that. He must have thought that Takano would have said something more scary if he asked her. He's forgetting I'm just a little innocent girl.
I think they were forcing their victims to obey the rules of the Onikafuchi village. That's what I believe. Am I right?
Yes, you are. Most of these tools were never built for actual use. They were simply displayed in front of the villagers to intimidate them. That's why there are records saying that when they actually tried to use them, some of them were the wrong size or simply malfunctioned.
So, they really did use some of them? That's not nice.
Some people were just not obedient, despite the threat of Oyashiro-sama's curse.
Hey, Rika! Are you sure these tools were mainly used to intimidate people? I've heard they were used for cooking and dissecting during the real Minagoroshi.
Hanyu was making a frustrated face. She didn't want to remember the dark history of Onikafuchi. People performed countless torture ceremonies in front of her, claiming they were doing it in her name, the name of Oyashiro. She asked them not to, but no one was able to hear or see her. No comment. Nita.
She always talks to me about it too. Long ago, the villagers of Onikafuchi would receive a divine message. Go to the foot of a mountain, kidnap people, and eat them, right? I wonder why they did that. Was it a display of force or something? I believe it was a type of ceremony to make them realize they were all higher on the food chain. The greatest outspoken reasons Onigafuchi forbade intermingling with outsiders was that their village was a holy land, and they were transcendents, greater beings than humans. Mingling with tainted humans would bring corruption. That's what they were taught. So they probably needed to reaffirm their idea that they were above humans at regular intervals. In Japan, there was a tradition of displaying severed heads on pikes. Sure, that was Oliver. While such a warning is inhumane, it's an extremely good deterrent. The victim was brutally tortured in public, and then they were eaten alive. What would you think if you saw something like that? Anyone would simply think that they wouldn't want to be in the same situation. There's also a history of crucifixion in this country. They hung the victim and stabbed him with spears in front of an audience. You probably already know this, Jiro, but people don't really die from being stabbed once or twice. They might have a chance to die if they were stabbed in the stomach or chest, but in an instant. But it's not instant like a guillotine. They bled from their wounds, their guts were pulled out, and they eventually died by drowning in their own blood. In that sense, a guillotine is such a merciful tool. Did you know? The guillotine was invented for nobility. It was invented because they were able to die instantly, which wasn't the case with shooting or hanging. The nobles got special treatment all the way up till death. There's an old black and white movie that I know of. It's a love story set during the French Revolution, but the final guillotine set is the best part. The nobles are lined up, bound in chains, and they get publicly executed on the guillotine one by one. Snap! Next snap! Next snap! Human lives are taken away like they're on a conveyor belt. There's no last words or prayers or anything. Next snap. It's not even that entertaining, because it's over in a flash. No one holds any sentiment for their deaths. The audience enjoys how the nobles' heads are sliced up like vegetables. It's like a show to them. I think it's more respectful to kill someone slowly and brutally. That way, people will pay a little bit more attention to them, right? Oyashiro-sama here was the one who made this brutal torture possible. Takano raises her hand to honor the statue of Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro is just an idol created by human beings. That idol was worshipped with fear and made divine. Yes, people laid the bricks of his church with rules and doctrines, strengthening it with mortar of curses and malediction. As they stacked and stacked those bricks up high, its height reached up to heaven, and their god was placed above it all. Gods are born because people desire them. So, when people seek to rule others with fear, they become the collection of blood, torture, and pure terror. And here, they call that god Oyashiro-sama. In other words, this proves that the stairs to godhood are built not by gods, but by humans, and shows the way for humans to attain further heights. And her passionate lecture was interrupted by a loud noise. As I looked back, Hanya was jumping up and down with her eyes full of tears. Oh yeah, poor girl. Ah, I told you that's what happened! She got mad because they were talking about her like she was a horrible person, but she's not. She was stomping the floor as hard as she could, making a loud noise instead of screaming out with her unheard voice. However, it all amounted to the same thing. Hanyu cannot be heard by people. That's not right! That's not right! I'm not like that! Hanyu. I hate seeing people get tortured or killed. I want people to be happy together.
Of course, not everything is perfect, but I never ask people to do such horrible things. Hanyu, you are who you are. Oyashiro-sama has nothing to do with you. That's not right. I hate Takano. I hate her. She always says horrible things about me. She's a bully. Was it a bad idea for me to bring Takano in here? I knew Takano would get overstimulated and say something like this. Fortunately, Hanyu's reaction indirectly reached Takano and she stopped lecturing. Somehow, Toмотake had heard the noise that Hanyu made. He pressed his finger in front of his lips and told Takano to be quiet.
What is it? Well, I just heard a sound like a child was jumping around. What did Rika say earlier? She said people heard... She said people sometimes heard Hanyu when they were at level 4 of something, right? If Takano already poisoned Toмотake with whatever the X factor is, the zombie thing is, it would make sense as to why he can hear it. Right? He's infected. There might be a child somewhere near this building. Really? I didn't hear anything. I'm sure I heard it. Takano, we're in here in secret. I think you should look around without making any noise.
Takano seemed disappointed, but Toмотake was right. She had no choice but to be quiet. Toмотake, there are no children around this place.
Are you sure? You didn't hear it either? I'm sure I heard a noise.
I heard it, but it wasn't coming from outside the building. It was jumping right behind me. I guess you heard it from far away, but it's very loud to me. I was standing in front of the altar, and the statue of Oyashiro-sama was right behind me. Toмотake seemed freaked out after what I just told him. Although he was trying to fake a smile, his face was turning pale. However, Takano didn't seem scared at all. Takano, you can't say things that would upset Oyashiro-sama in front of him. Oyashiro's very angry right now. Can't you hear his voice? It's fortunate she can't, to be honest. Even if she heard it, it would be nothing but tears. My job as a shrine maiden to begin with is to tell humans what Oyashiro-sama is feeling. I'm responsible for speaking on Hanyu's behalf. Takano must have realized I was very serious about what I just said. She apologized right away.
I'm sorry. I took it too far. I'm sorry, Oyashiro. You're a god as long as people worship you. Even though I may not worship you, you're still holy. I'm sorry for disrespecting you.
Oyashiro loves sweet food. You'll get cursed unless you offer something sweet through me. Toмотake couldn't help but smile. Takano also smiled. She bowed to me, promised to bring over some cream puffs soon. Takano finally stopped saying bad things about Oyashiro-sama. She also promised to bring me something sweet. Hanyu was still upset, but she was probably satisfied for the moment. But I didn't know what she meant by the 3 fingers she was showing to me. Was she telling me to ask Takano for that too? Being her shrine maiden is not an easy thing. Oyashiro-sama is saying that he wants at least 3 cream puffs. I just want to make it clear it's not me asking for that. They took it as a joke I made to reduce the tension. Toмотake and Takano cracked up, holding their stomachs. Hanyu was looking at them with surprise, not knowing why they were laughing. My face, meanwhile, was turning red with embarrassment.
Fine, I'll get 3 delicious cream puffs for Oyashiro-sama. Should I get some for you and Satoko-chan too?
No, I don't need any. But there is something I want to tell you.
What is it? Since you let me inside the storehouse today, I'm willing to do anything for you now.
Then I want you to believe what I'm about to tell you. Please don't ask why or make fun of me. Please believe me and change fate to save me. Both of them were surprised to see such a serious look on my face.
So, as I assume that Takano is the killer, she would be freaked out by this, right? Or, like, I guess maybe even more convinced. More convicted.
I was sure they'd be surprised. After all, I was about to explain to them that they were going to die in 2 days. I'm sure they'd want to deny that. But I knew a fair bit about their deaths. If I could explain in detail, they wouldn't be able to laugh it off. I'd talked to them about it several times, but they never took it seriously. I only had that slight possibility that they might believe me. Hopefully, the possibility is as small as a miracle. It should be engraved on the side of a die. My friends overcame their fates, and they all rolled a 6. Should I call that a miracle? Please, God, let me roll a 6 again. Please let them believe that death is upon them.
I don't know who this is. It might just be random. Irie turned the light on as soon as he finished his presentation. There were about 8 men wearing lab coats inside the meeting room. The man sitting at the far end was the only person without one. Upon seeing Irie finish his speech, he clapped his hands several times. Having noticed his applause, the other men in the room followed suit. What the? What? Excellent! Very, very excellent. I'm quite satisfied with your progress. Your hard work has paid off, Dr. Irie. No, I would say it's because of my incredible staff. I really do owe them my gratitude. We're really getting close to finding a perfect cure. There are a few more sticking points left, but they can all be resolved with time and financing. Infectious Disease Surveillance Center. So there is some sort of disease. But if the disease that Satoko has is the same one that Keiichi and the other people get, why does Satoko not go crazy? I mean, in some cases she kind of just like shuts down, and I guess in some ways she does sort of go crazy, but, you know, we're counting on your support on that front. With sufficient funding and labor, I estimate we'll be done within 3 years. By 1986, we should be able to establish a complete treatment for it. From here on out, our challenges are establishing a treatment package that other unspecialized medical facilities can easily administer, and developing an easier, cheaper test for it. With regards to testing, Dr. Irie is currently researching ways to detect potential patients through blood samples. Once that process is established, the test can be administered alongside regular physical exams, and we believe that will drive down costs significantly. That's wonderful to hear. The current tests are pretty involved and expensive after all. Sorry, I'm truly grateful to hear you're considering the cost, too. Healthy citizens are supposed to be our nation's assets, so it's really shameful to bring up the budget, but from our position, we'd like to shave every yen we can off the costs. Of course, we understand. If we've established a treatment that was impossible due to the cost, it'd just be a pie in the sky. It's our job to develop a practical treatment, not a theoretical one. Toмотake started clapping again, and everyone followed him. You're truly a respectable man, as well as a talented doctor. I'm honored to have met you. Now, I can't sincerely accept your applause until every person has been treated and the so-called curse of Oyashiro has been exterminated. We hope for you to continue cooperation until that time. Likewise, I'll do everything I can to make sure you receive almost every yen in your budget you've outlined. Please keep up the good work. Tomatake and Irie shook hands, and the meeting room was filled with applause yet again. That's it for tonight's meeting. Tomorrow's the main event. We're all waiting for the budget hearing. Let's all push hard. Takano was being sarcastic, of course. The staff members in lab coats were smiling bitterly. Well, I give my greatest efforts for the budget you all need to. To be honest, I want to be on your side myself. But I'm the one who has to explain things to the brass and the one they come down on directly. You have my deepest apologies, but regretfully, I'll be rigorously examining the budget. Please continue lending me your cooperation. That's your job, so we can't blame you. We'll see you tomorrow. This makes more sense now. Okay, so whatever this zombie plague is, the curse, we'll just call it that since that's what they're calling it. The thing that makes everybody... Okay, so after... This is the thing... This, whatever they're talking about, is apparently an actual disease, is what makes Keiichi and Reina and people delusional, I'm pretty sure. And this is what, when people move away from the village, they die. Or, you know, after the disaster, when everybody ends up dying in weird deaths, that's this. Whatever this is. I don't know exactly what it is or what it does, but that's what this is. So, Takano wants revenge on the village for some reason. So, she kills Tomatake because he's part of, like, this disease thing, because she doesn't want this cure being made, probably, maybe, I'm not sure. And then she kills Rika to blow up the village. In any case, that's it for today. So whatever the vial is that Rika takes and she ends up killing herself and probably Takano injects into Tomatake is whatever this disease is. And it's also the thing that when Reina was scratching her throat, that's what that was. And when Keiichi killed himself by scratching his throat, that's all the same thing. That's the X factor. Or Y factor. I don't forget which one it was. That's what this is. In any case, that's it for today. Once Irie declared the meeting over, his white-coated staff gathered up their documents and left after glancing at the clock. It was almost midnight. Staff who were off tomorrow might be alright, but those scheduled to work needed to sleep soon, or it would hinder them the next day. Takano gathered up the butts from the ashtrays as well as the empty coffee cans. Nice, some people didn't drink their coffee. We managed to get coffee budget for meetings approved, but I wonder if they can cut that budget if people don't drink it. Don't be so mean. I'm not doing this because I enjoy it, you know. Oh, Takano. I'll take that leftover coffee. I'll take one too. That way the budget won't go to waste. The two of them seemed more relaxed with the other staff members gone. Tomatake and Irie loosened their collars in a sign of relief. How are Rika and Satoko? Are they fine? I heard last week that Satoko's test results weren't that good recently. No, but it actually wasn't that big of a deal. She was a bit out of sorts because of the heat wave. Her new results came out very stable. Also, I guess if Satoko's getting treated, then that would also explain why she doesn't get whatever these, you know, paranoid or whatever. Dr. Irie is very passionate about Satoko. That's not true. As a physician, I treat all my patients equally, to the best of my ability. But if she feels grateful and decides to become my maid, that would be wonderful. Though that's proven quite difficult. It'd be wonderful if there was a way to completely cure Satoko, but I guess that's what's difficult. Once a patient reaches L5 state like Satoko has, it's easy for them to re-experience hallucinations, similar to a patient suffering from flashbacks. Those technically aren't caused by the disease, but by the normal defense mechanisms cultivated in the brain. Like the idiom, a scalded dog fears cold water suggests, the brain naturally uses past experience proactively for our survival. I told you, I didn't know exactly what it was, but this is what I was talking about. In simpler terms, emotional trauma. Worse yet, we suspect she may have suffered damage directly to her frontal lobe, so she needs more delicate counseling and long-term medication than usual trauma patient. You may be able to treat her illness, but you can't treat her mental health. Is that what you're saying? There are plenty of people functioning in society with emotional trauma. Even if she's just one more to add to the mix, that's still a miraculous recovery considering the state she used to be in. Think about diabetic patients. There's no cure, but many of them live happily by managing their condition. She still needs 3 shots a day? No, she's recovered quite a bit. Down to 2 now. I think that puts a lot of less strain on her, too. She was so afraid in the beginning, but Rika talked her into it. Into getting the shots, you mean? Satoko was told she was receiving financial support from us by supporting our research. So she thinks she's getting 2 shots a day not because she's sick, but as a test subject for your research? Jiro, it would be a horrible thing to explain to us what kind of illness she's suffering from. Didn't I tell you this before? Well, I remember. Sorry for being insensitive. If you happen to see Satoko somewhere, please be kind to her. Alright, I will. Rika's such a strong girl. Her background's similar to Satoko, yet she's leading such a steady life. We have Rika and her deceased parents to thank for all of this. Without their understanding and support, we would have never discovered even a hint of the cure so soon. She even endured our inhumane experiments as very well. We wouldn't have the results we do today without her support after overcoming her parents' death. I'd like to repay the debt we owe her somehow. I agree. Tokyo also recognizes that Rika and Satoko have rendered us a distinguished service. They will be compensated for their work someday. Hey, you guys don't even want to pay for our coffee filters. Don't be mean. You keep bringing that story up. But even though all we can do is compensate them with money, I wish there was a way to pay them back from our hearts. Takano muttered like she was talking to herself, but it almost sounded like she was talking to them. I'm sure there are many ways for us to show our appreciation. There are many ways we can pay them back. Dr. Irie. Coach, you're already doing that for them all the time. I suppose I should be nice to those girls too. Indeed. Plus, Rika was very nice to you today. I nearly forgot. I have to take that film to get developed first thing in the morning. It was such a wonderful experience. History, culture, the smell of it. Everything about it was wonderful. Irie wondered what she could have experienced during the day. Tomitaka could only smile and act as if he didn't know anything. By the way, Takano, what did you think of what Rika told us near the end? What are your thoughts? I want to believe it's only paranoia. She did say there's no absolute proof either. What's going on? From what you said, it sounds like Rika's showing some bad symptoms. Her test results from last week. I thought they came out pretty good, but did you see anything different, Dr. Irie? No. They were as stable as always. If Stoker's results are a wave during a high tide, Rika's are the quiet surface of a lake. Just like their personalities. What's the possibility of a sudden outbreak? What are you talking about? Don't tell me Rika's showing symptoms of the disease processing. Rika asked us for something today. She wanted our protection because she feels like someone is going to murder her. No. Who would try to kill her? That's impossible. Rika is a beloved mascot here in the village, and I don't think she has any enemies. I think it was just her imagination. Why does she think that someone's trying to kill her? If she's experienced paranoia, she may be in early L5 stage. She said she saw it in her dreams. She wants us to reinforce security around her because she feels threatened. For a young girl like that, it's not uncommon to get scared after having a nightmare. But we need to determine if it was really a dream or if she's just showing early symptoms of the disease. Okay, let's give her an urgent checkup tomorrow. I really hope nothing is wrong. She's the most valuable person in this village. I hope she's okay. But what should we do if she is? Jiro, if that's what she wants in return for what she showed today, it's not even a big deal. If she's worried about her safety and wants to rely on us, I think we should support her. That's what paying her back with all our hearts is about. Wait, I thought she was going to tell them about their deaths. You're right. Even if she was just dreaming, we'll lose her trust if we don't support her. This is our chance. We found a way to show her our appreciation. I agree. Besides, she has a right to seek that support from us. Yes, we have to make sure we protect her all the time. That's true. Though that's your job, not mine. So please give her your best. Understood. Takano, please do what you can to keep her safe. It's probably not serious that we need to bring in the bloodhounds from Tokyo. True. You can't just ask them to come over because Rika had a nightmare. Alright. I'll order at least 4 members of the Mountain Dog Watch to watch her 24 hours a day. That's impressive. That's tied to good security than when I went to Tokyo. She deserves special treatment. I'll make sure she gets the best security in the country. No one would dare plot an assassination on her. I'll get the best bodyguards out there. Not even a super spy could lay a finger on her. Yeah. Onika Fuji Granzai! Takano, did something good happen? Well, I mean... I think we're back to Keiichi. After looking at the items that had been donated for the auction, we had realized that there was nothing kids would be interested in. Wait, oh. I'm not sure who we are, so until we know, we're just gonna do a normal voice. Keiichi insisted the show wouldn't be a success unless there was something the kids would beg their parents to buy. He's probably right. For that, it's probably Rika.
For that reason, we went to this toy store again today. We are trying to get the owner to donate something that would interest all the kids attending the festival.
I see. I did get to sell off my old stock. I mean, you know, different games the other day because of you guys. I want to support you if I can.
My grandma wants the auction to be something both kids and adults can enjoy. That's what she's hoping for, you understand? Can't you help us, Uncle Yoshiro?
Oh, well, if that's what your grandmother wants, okay, I'll do my best. I don't know what she would say to me on New Year's if I refused. Wow, I guess Mion's grandma's pretty scary.
We have never met, but I've heard how terrifying she can be. According to Shion, she enjoys ripping people's nails off. That's just she trying to scare you. I know Mi's grandma very well. She's a very nice lady. As long as you're polite to her. I'm impressed you can refer to that monster as a nice lady. She's scary when you're not polite. Also, she's scary when you don't show proper respect. Rika. So, are you saying she wouldn't be nice to me? Hey, we have a deal. Here, he said we can take some stuff. His laugh was a painful one. How come people in this village also always listen to Mion? It's the power of the Sonozaki family. Mion's like their princess. No one would dare contradict her. You're also a princess of the Furude family, aren't you? Thank you. The members of the Sonozaki branch families who don't own businesses usually get their funding from Mion's family. They can never go against the will of the main branch. The Sonozaki family made a fortune on the black market after the war, and they've invested those funds as capital into businesses run by the family and the villagers. They charge almost no interest and require no cosigners or collateral. So as long as one gives a proper explanation, they'll provide a notable sum. The money has to be paid back, of course, but it's lent between family and community. They're willing to make adjustments if one goes begging. For that reason, everyone is borrowing money from the family. And that, more than anything, is why they can never refuse a request from Mion. Alright, try and find something fun that might be interesting to kids. I need something big. It's not that exciting to sell a deck of cards at an auction, you know. Big things will attract more attention. So we need to look for something big and expensive. Oh, leave it to me. I'm very good at finding things like that. Oh, let's try and be considerate of the owner too, everyone. Wow, look, Reina. This stuffed animal's so cute. What? Adorable! I'm taking all of them!
You know, you guys please don't take too much, okay?
The shop's owner smiled bitterly at us. What do you think this is, Keiichi? It says swing on it. It's like a playground kind of swing. Wow, it's so heavy!
It must be a build-it-yourself swing. You can build it inside the house or outside. It's not as big as the swings you see in the playgrounds, but it's big enough for little kids to play on. It's fun in the beginning, but they eventually get bored with it and it'll be used to hang laundry on instead.
That sounds like it's coming from experience. Did you have one of those, Keiichi?
In my last house. I got it for Christmas when I was little. It looks really impressive, doesn't it? It's a good choice, Rina. Here, Kei, stick this paper on it. People from the council will pick it up later.
Mion handed Keiichi a piece of paper that said Town Council on it. She was carrying around a whole stack of them. She's really thorough when it comes to things like that. Keiichi, how about this one? It's a small pool and you can put it in your yard.
Oh, that's a good choice too. What do you think, Mion? Well, in Hinamizawa, you can always go in the river if you want to play in the water. I don't know about that one.
But this goldfish pattern is adorable. I think the pool is a good one, I think.
I think so as well. Doesn't it look perfect for setting up all kinds of traps? No way, no way. I'm the one who's going to end up trapped in there. We're not taking this one.
How about this one? It's an elephant slide. Meep. I think this one is nice too. I want to take it home with me. If I push the Toko off the top, she would roll down like a ball. Wouldn't that be so much fun? Don't you think so, Hanyu? Oh, stop being mean to Toko. That was nice too. I'm taking it home.
Alright, let me stick the paper on it. I feel so bad for the shop owner.
We enjoyed the privilege of picking donations for a while. I started to feel bad seeing the owner's troubled expression. I patted him on the head to try and comfort him. Rub, rub. Pat, pat. Nipa.
Wow, this is Mahjong. What is it, Kei?
Keiichi found something in the tabletop section.
Please no Mahjong talk. I have no idea what it means.
I walked towards him to see what it was. There I saw a green mat on the table with mahjong tiles laid all on it. They're arranged in a square shape as if someone was playing there just until a few minutes ago.
Huh? What's this, Uncle Yoshiro? Were you playing Mahjong at work? No, that's not it.
I'd expected to see board games and card games in the store, but not mahjong. I guess it wasn't weird for a toy store to sell this, though. Wow, it's been a long time! I think I've forgotten most of the rules.
Please no Mahjong. Please, for the love of God, no Mahjong. Oh, it's incredible for a girl like you to know Mahjong. Let me guess. You guys played this at the club, right? It must have been the end of last year. Of course, I was very good at it too. There were lots of traps lying in my discard pile. Mion, listen here. You had 4 young girls together and you played Mahjong at school. Hey, you can't underestimate this game. Hinamizawa gets a lot of snow in the winter. The whole village enjoys Mahjong in those months. We hole up inside a warm room and enjoy some tangerines and Mahjong. We turn on the end of the year music program on the TV. That's what winter is like here. That's probably how the Sonozaki family spends its winter. That doesn't mean the whole village does that. I forgot Hinamizawa gets lots of snow in the winter. I see. I guess Mahjong would be the standard game adults play around the kotatsu. Kei, Mahjong is serious. It's a necessity in every man's social life. I would say no. Isn't Mahjong like gambling, which is bad? When they sit around the square jungle, they became Seiryu in the east, Byaku in the west, Suzaku in the south, and Genbu in the north. Abandoning their hierarchy and squabbles, they fight on equal terms. It's the same spirit as the ancient Olympic Games. See? Isn't it amazing? I'm less concerned with that and more afraid of what kind of punishment you'll set out when you bring it out at club again.
Do you know how to play?
Oh no, Mahjong! Fuck Mahjong! I don't understand Mahjong. My dad loves it. He always forces me to play when he doesn't have enough people. I don't know if I'm good, but I know the rules. I don't know how to calculate anything, though. Anyways, why is there a Mahjong table here?
Everyone looked at the owner.
Well, I was talking to a customer this afternoon, and he said he could show me how to do the Tsubabe Gaishi. What? Did you say this? See, I don't know what this means, and therefore this part just is uninteresting to me. I don't get it.
That's the greatest scam in the history of mahjong. It's the ultimate technique developed in ancient China. Its power was so great, the Emperor of the time banned its use.
I didn't know that there were people who could use it in this era. By the way, the secondhand story I got from my father, so I can't guarantee the authenticity.
Tsubabe Gaishi? Isn't that the technique of Musashi Miyamoto's? Does that involve mahjong? It's a bold technique where you switch your hand with the wall in a flash. Ipa.
Hey, Mion. Why would you teach something that bad to an innocent girl like this?
Well... Wanna see it? Can anybody do it? Can you, Rika? I only know about it. I can't do it myself. Satoko, weren't you practicing it a little while ago?
Wait a minute, Satoko? Don't practice something like that at your age. But she's a trap master. It sounds like something she would do. Oh. The best time to set a trap is when your opponent is sure of his victory. So did you ever get to master it? You were practicing, right? Well, I could never use it in a real game. Even in practice, I only succeeded once or twice.
Wow! I want to see it! Do it for us!
Meep. I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. So far, this novel has not disappointed me with too much excessive club activities, so please don't do Mahjong, which is my least favorite one. I literally skipped that chapter in Akasaka's because I just don't understand it, so it's not interesting or makes any sense to me. Very well, you all. Don't laugh if I can't pull it off, alright?
Satoko sat in front of the table and started piling up the tiles. Do you really think Satoko can do it? Well, I don't know. It'll be amazing if she can, and cute if she can't. I don't care if she makes it or not, because I enjoy seeing her act shy like this.
Well, first of all, you start by planting the tiles you want in the wall ahead of time. See, I don't know what this means.
I see. Then you later swap them for your hand. But how? Sleight of hand?
Well, you instantly swap all the tiles from your hand with the planted tiles. This is a scene I'd love to show you all through an animation video or something. Since we can only use words here, please make up with it with your imagination.
I have no idea who we could be talking to.
You say, looking at the camera. Are you ready?
Everyone gulped and looked closely at the table. Satoko moved her hands like a swan on a lake. She had 13 tiles in front of her. Then she silently flipped them all face down. Then she lifted them up, holding both ends, and silently placed them against the back edge of the wall, keeping them hidden.
This is it, Satoko! I don't know if I can do it, but I'll try.
We all went quiet. Satoko reached out towards the Yamahai.
I don't know what that is either.
Then she grabbed the whole thing with her small little hands.
Let me explain how hard it is to pick up the wall for those unfamiliar with Mahjong. Thank you. Your hand is usually made of 13 tiles. If you push them from either side hard enough with both hands, you can lift them up in the air. You might drop and scatter them if you're not experienced, but it's still not that difficult. However, it's not easy for the wall. The Yamahai usually consists of 17 tiles. And plus, there are... Is there a point to this? Is there a point? I'm gonna skip this part until there's a point. I'll let it play so those of you that are actually interested can read it, but I don't understand any of it, so I'll just auto until there's a point. Okay. It looks like the Mahjong explanation is done, so we can go back. I can't do it. It's not that easy, you know? Huh, I see. But I think I understood the gist of it from Mion's explanation. Let me try it. I'm gonna try too! I guess I have to master this one now or else it'll be troublesome later. I'm trying it too then. All of us except Mion took a seat and started piling up the tiles. At a glance, you look like small children who are just playing with the tiles. But they're actually practicing the Tsubame Gaishi. I'm proud of how my club members are growing up to be decent kids. My hands and Satoko's are about the same size. If she can do it, I know I can too. Of course, I can't really use this trick during a real game. We're just playing around, but I was having a good time. I've never done this before in my 100 years of life. Oh, I think my hands are slowing down. I'm so frustrated. It's so hard just to lift up the first 13 tiles. Listen, Reina, you have to use your pinkies. There you go. It's gonna explode if you push too strongly. But you have to use enough strength to lift it up. It's difficult, isn't it? It's very difficult to lift up the first 13 tiles to begin with. Not everyone can get past this stage. Satoko was doing well the first time, but she lost her concentration and is dropping her tiles now. I took Keiichi's advice and supported the tiles with my pinky fingers and lifted it up. It did hit! Meep! I lifted up the first 13 tiles. Good for you, Rika. Has a lead. We need to do better. You're good at this. Can you do the next step? It's not that easy, but I really want to get it right before anyone else. We're racing towards right now. I'm gonna do it. Is Rika gonna be the first one? You're dumb if you pull off the next move. But that one's so difficult. Oh, Rika. This is the hard part. I had to lift up the whole top row and only 4 tiles from the bottom row. I probably didn't need to use much force. I can do this. Crash. Oh, too bad. With the number of tiles increased to 17, it got more difficult, didn't it? I'm gonna do this before anyone else. There'll probably be a punishment for those who can't make it. What? Is that true, Mion? Huh. I wonder what I should do. There
were only 4 seats, so Mian wasn't even in this game. Did that mean she could set up a punishment with no risk to herself? It's not fair, you're not even playing me! If you have time to complain, you should practice harder. This is getting interesting. I thought we'd come all this way to get donations. What were we doing now? Although, that's why I love hanging out with these people. If it wasn't for them, I would have lost my soul a long time ago. I would have become a worthless piece of flesh. I've heard that rabbits can die from loneliness, but humans are no different. Humans can also die from boredom. Hanyu, I really do think this world is special. I know all of these events could happen individually, but now they're happening at the same time. This is like a miracle. Your fate was already too unfortunate up to this point. You deserve this kind of happiness every once in a while. You're right. If I have such a miserable and deadly fate, I do deserve some happiness that evens out the sadness. I felt like the luck I'd be getting in this life was something I'd been saving up for 100 years. The people I love are all healthy and happy. I also asked Takano to reinforce my security. I don't know if she will, but she promised me. She never did that in my previous lives. I think her reaction to my request was the best one so far. In fact, she was skipping on her way back home. She must have been in a good mood. I was sorry for breaking the family rules, but I think it was worth it. I told them that their lives were also in danger, but I doubt they really believed that. They didn't seem too frightened by it. I'd have to give them a final warning on the night of the Minagoroshi. If I try warning them too often, they never believe me. Does that mean there's nothing for me to do in this world right now? I don't know. Until the moment of truth is here, it's impossible to tell. I'm blessed with miraculously good fortune in this world. I gave it my best effort using all my previous experience. But did I do enough? I wish I could have my fortune told. I just wanted someone to tell me I did everything right. Please tell me what my fortune is. And as soon as I made the wish, God granted it to me.
Well, what's going on here? Oh, that was a wrong accent, I'm sorry.
I suddenly heard a low voice. Keiichi and Rina dropped their tiles as soon as they heard it.
I knew it was Oishi. Hey, Oishi! What are you doing in a toy store during working hours? Why, hello there. Don't worry, I'm off duty today.
You mean bad luck today?
What are y'all doing here? Hmm?
It looked like Oishi was ordering something from the owner. I wondered what this old guy wanted from a toy store of all places. Mian was wondering the same, and she asked him instead of me.
My Mahjong map is warped because I kept rolling it up in storage for a long time. The green cloth is peeling off the underside of my Kotatsu board too, so I couldn't use it. You play Mahjong at home? That's a nice way to spend your day off. Perhaps you got in trouble at the Mahjong bar and they banned you from going there or something. No way, no way! I'm a gentleman in any public establishment. I never caused any trouble like that. Anyway, you kids like Mahjong? I figured that young people didn't even know about the game. Please don't underestimate my club. We'll play anything that has a winner and a loser. We never turn our backs to a battle. We play Mahjong, slot machines, horse racing, bike racing, boat racing, calligraphy, flower arrangement, and croquet.
I think she'll make us fight in the middle of a lava pit someday.
It's okay, Rika. Even if you die on that battlefield, you'll come back out of nowhere 2 or 3 chapters later. I have no idea what Keiichi and Rika are talking about. Huh? What are you guys doing? Are you piling up the tiles?
No, not that. We're practicing the Tsubame Keiichi.
You're practicing the Subamagashi? Oh dear. He's the one who showed me how to do this Subamagashi early today.
What did you say?
Haha. It's not like I can use it in a real game, but it's one of the tricks I can do.
Oishi, will you please show it? I really want to master it. If I don't, I'm gonna get in real trouble this winter.
Sure, let me show it to you.
Yes! Click, Keiichi, come on, my hero, come on. Click. See? He just greeted him like he totally knew him.
Sure, you must be the boy from the Baba Mansion.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I am. I'm Keiichi. I moved here recently. Nice to meet you. You've never met him before? This is Oishi from the police department. He's on the festival committee as the head of security, so you'll see him at the meeting too.
I've heard about you. They say you're always full of energy. I've been looking forward to meeting you because everyone's saying you're going to be a great auction host. You'll have such a big responsibility at the festival. I'm surprised you accepted it. You have a lot of courage.
But I'll do my best since I took on the job, so I hope things go well. I'm Keiichi. It'll be a pleasure working with you.
Oh, you're also very polite. I'm impressed. I'm Oishi from the Okonomiya PD. You can call me Kura if you want.
You can sit in my seat, Oishi.
Oh, thank you. Let me show you the trick then.
He rapidly gathered up the tiles. I could tell that he'd been doing that for a long time. I heard that judo fighters can tell their opponent's rank just by looking at how he ties his belt. It's just like that.
Thank you for complimenting me already. Alright, you ready? I'm gonna do it now. There you go.
And swoosh. Oh, all done.
I'm all done.
Wow, that was fast! We all broke out in cheers. You often hear the audience cheer for a big performance on TV, but it was really more impressive seeing in person. You did it so quickly, too. You made it look so simple that anyone could do it, but everyone here knows it's very difficult to do. That was why we were all impressed at how easily he performed the trick. Amazing! You're so good!
That was incredible. I'm seriously impressed. Will you teach me in slow motion? Sure, why not? Try and do what I do. It's more difficult in slow motion, but pay attention to how I use my fingers. Especially my pinkies. First you go like this, right? Okay, understand that part? Oh my god, I don't care about this stuff. I want the mystery. I'm skipping. I'm sorry. Skipping. Skip. I know I'm a Finnish alcohol. I'm a Finnish aholic, but you give me the taste of the mystery, and so far this has. I don't care.
It was strange. I had never seen Keiichi and Oishi play mahjong together. Keiichi and Oishi look like they could become good friends! I guess that's like male bonding or something.
Okay, finally. Back to the story.
Oishi usually only appears after Takano and Tomitaka get murdered on the night of the Wanagashi. He has only ever appeared on the scene as a detective. He always approached Keiichi as a detective, so he never thought of him as someone he could trust. He only thought of Keiichi as a decoy to expose the culprits among the villagers, or some nonsense like that. So even when you see it, it's hard to believe that Keiichi and Oishi are having a good time together like friends. I've never seen Keiichi and Oishi getting along with each other. I know. It's my first time too. How am I supposed to react to this? I thought it was bad when I first saw Oishi today. I couldn't understand this world at all. My heart was pounding, and I had the strong feeling I'd roll a 6 every time I threw the die. I should roll again. I think I'll roll a 6 again. I know it before I roll it. I will roll it, and finally defeat my deadly fate.
Welcome to our store. I was asking for him earlier. Oh, there you are. Oishi, I got it for you.
My heart started racing. The voice sounded so familiar. I'd heard it before. It couldn't be right. Hanyu always warned me. Don't expect too much. It couldn't be him.
Does he get a Sprite? I would love if he got a Sprite. Oh, Aksaka! Thank you so much. Did you have any trouble finding the store? Sorry, I got lost. Who knows where I'd be now if that nice postman didn't help me.
A young man was standing there.
It's a Sprite!
He was wearing a casual outfit and holding a plastic bag in his hand.
Wait, in his timeline, didn't his wife fell down the stairs and die?
I always thought Aksaka wore a shirt and tie. He also seemed much smaller. He looked at me as I stared at him. Normally, you look away when you make contact with a stranger. But we stare at each other without averting our gazes. Is that you, Aksaka?
And you are Rika? Huh? You know him? Akasaka, you knew Furude? That's a big surprise. It's been so long. You grew taller, didn't you?
I'm stronger, too. This is Mamoru Akasaka. He's a detective from the Tokyo Metropolitan Public Safety Department. He sometimes shows up in Hinamizawa in 1978. He has no relation to Hinamizawa or my deadly curse, but outside the village, he's the person I trust the most. I've asked for his help in the past several times, but nothing ever came of it. He's from so far away. He forgets about me once he returns to Tokyo. That's why I've given up on him. Why are you here in Hinamizawa again?
I left my... Wait, she didn't die? I left my daughter with my parents. And I came here on a trip with my wife.
Your wife?
Mm-hmm. You saved her life. You must have no idea. Akasaka loves his wife so much. Was it 5 years ago? He was in Okonomiya for a business trip, but suddenly abandoned his job to return to her side. That's how much he loves her.
Oh, that's so romantic!
Wait, what? But he didn't go back. You warned me something bad was going to happen if I didn't go back. That really concerned me, so I went right back to the hospital where Yuki was. Then I heard the janitor got in an accident on the stairs that led to the rooftop that day.
The tiles on the stairs were loose. The janitor fell down the stairs and got seriously injured. I knew that was going to happen because I'd seen him lose his mind after hearing about his wife's death. Oh, wait. I knew that was going to happen because I'd seen him lose his mind after hearing about his wife's death and the life I lived a long time ago.
Okay, I see.
Falling down the stairs seems just like the luck of the draw. I didn't think it would happen all the time, but it had happened to him over and over. So I thought there must be some kind of reason behind it. I guessed it was because of broken tiles on the stairs. If he didn't show up at the hospital that day, his wife would have gone up those stairs. It was her daily routine, but she didn't go because he showed up. Meanwhile, this janitor went up the stairs and got injured.
Rika saved Yuki's life. I'm not sure if that's really true, but Akasaka has no doubts you saved his wife's life. He really wanted to meet you again. Wait, so if he went back, then she didn't tell him the prophecy, did she? Or maybe she did. Rika's good at predicting things sometimes, though. That's because she's the reincarnation of Oyashiro. Oops. Kuma and Sato should be here soon. We have to hurry, Akasaka. Well, my bow, let's do this again. I'll teach you something more useful next time. Sure! Thank you so much. See you again, Rika.
How long are you staying, Akasaka?
I'll be here until after Watanagashi. Kinda long for a vacation, isn't it? They told me that I need to use my vacation days. I just finished a big job, so my boss told me to take some time off. I'll be there at the festival. I heard it's gonna be a huge event.
That's right! It'll be more than just the drinking party you had last time.
Akasaka, let's go! You saved Yuki's life. I'm gonna make it up to you. When that time comes, I'll lend you my strength.
I will be killed in June of 1983.
It's been 5 years. I'm stronger, more experienced. I'm different now. I'm sure I can help you.
I felt like I rolled a 6 without even throwing the die. Akasaka followed Oishi and ran outside into the bright sunlight. Hanyu, does this seem like luck to you? Oh, seems like fate is on your side this time. Remember that day we held the club activity in the store? The moment I refused to play the fishing game, this world started changing. My strong will is changing the path of fate. My strong will is going to change my fate. I have a strong will. I can change these results.
I'm so happy we got Akasaka! I was asking for him earlier.
We rode our bikes back home together. I was in a good mood. I felt like humming a song. I could feel my deadly fate slowly falling to pieces. I felt like my fate was urging me to move on. Just like the sun and the moon during an eclipse, the wheels of my fortune were perfectly matched for the first time in a long time. This really might have been a miracle. This wasn't like the true miracle of Keiichi remembering the past. It was good fortune within expectations, but when it arranged this well, it was enough to be considered a miracle. I couldn't remember the last time I felt so good in June of 1983. My name is Rika Furude. My ominous fate was moving away from me. With each step I took, that deadly fate withdrew further and further. I'd have to take strong and take advantage of this miracle. I moved forward at high speed. Watanagashi was so close. My luck and effort had brought about a miracle. And so I will defeat it. This time for sure. Go for it. The next moment, something happened. Keiichi accidentally scratched a motorcycle that was parked by the street. A group of 3 delinquents were trying to intimidate him. Oh, what should we do? Oh, just watch. I have the power to get rid of them now. I think we should call the police. Don't worry, Satoko. Leave it to me.
Rika? Hey, Rika!
I walked towards the delinquents as he grabbed Keiichi by his collar. What the hell are these pathetic guys? Are they trying to stand in my way when I'm having a happy future? I should teach them nothing can stop me now. I know I'm rolling a 6 without even throwing the die.
Say something, you punk! Are you listening?
They continued to grab Keiichi's shirt. Keiichi, Mion, and Reina were staring at them with vicious looks in their eyes. I got in between them.
Huh? What in the hell do you want?
Get the hell out of here! Don't even think about ruining my fate! I plucked his nose with my fingers again. He never expected a little girl would attack him. He seemed surprised, but he quickly returned to being angry. Then he picked me up by my collar too. You jerks, let her go! Rika, do you have a plan? No. I'm trying to prove this is nothing compared to the power I have now. If I can't deal with this situation, I'll never escape my deadly fate. I rolled the die, knowing what I was going to get. I knew I'd be rolling a 6. The next moment, 2 men in working overalls came to the 3 delinquents and tapped them on the shoulders.
Let go of her. She's just a little kid, you know? Who the hell are you? They started the fight. Shut up and go away.
Those working men weren't just random people who were passing by. I knew who they were.
Come on, let's have a talk over there.
One of the men pushed the 3 delinquents to the side of the street. The other man spoke to me in a calm voice.
Are you okay, Rika?
Thank you very much. You saved us. He let me his hands so I could stand up.
Off with you now. We'll take care of the rest.
I don't know who you are, but thank you so much. Are you sure we can go now?
Yep. Don't worry about us. Thank you. I can hardly believe Keiichi was so weak. Let's go, everyone.
We got back on our bikes and left the scene. They had no idea who saved us, but we were glad that all of us were safe. That I knew who they were. Those must have been the security guards who worked for Takano. Takano kept her promise. Those guys are professional bodyguards. They only do what they're ordered to do, but they make sure their mission is complete. If Takano told them to protect me, that's the best protection I can get. After we left the scene, a white van with 2 men in it followed us.
Nightingale reporting. Aura is moving to safe zone. We'll continue escorting her. This is Heron. Roger that.
Everything was working in my favor for the first time ever.
I'm getting really scared since all these good things are happening. Wait, so we saw one, well, it was a tip. So at the end of the last chapter, we saw a tip with Akusaka, and he had come afterwards and was investigating the dam. And he said in that timeline that he regretted not doing something for her because she gave him his prediction. So did she still give him his? I'm guessing she still gave him the prediction.
The petals seemed so light that day. It felt like I could fly into the sky if I wanted to.
Hey! I am very nervous though because I'm scared that it's gonna go downhill. I don't... so far it's been okay. The like clubs, like it skips over the stuff we've already seen. And it wasn't too long, so that's fine. But it's just the mahjong thing in particular. Like, I don't know Nike about mahjong. So anytime there's a mahjong in this novel, I'm just like skip, 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 skip. And once again, I apologize for those who do know mahjong. I'm just it's just whatever to me. It literally is like talking another language. I don't understand it. Anyways, I'm glad that we finally got a sprite for Aksaka, and I love that I was literally just saying his name, and I was like, I hope he shows up at some point, or he comes, or she calls him, or something. Like, even just, I was thinking that maybe she would call him, but the fact that he shows up is crazy. And it kind of seems like she had the power to jump times even before this. So, because she said she was trying to save Akasaka's wife, and then with her parents. So, yeah. I mean, I guess she has Hanyu, which is the time jumper. Okay, well, that's all we have time for today. I know I just saved this. But so, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. And I love you all. Au revoir!